Beneath the sun-baked ruins of Sumer, in the shadow of Eridu and Uruk, there are whispers, fragments of tablets, half buried in dust, telling of structures that defy all human comprehension. Not temples, not palaces, something else entirely. Something that, according to the ancients, could connect worlds. They called them the gateways. Most historians dismiss them as metaphor, portals of myth, allegories of spiritual passage. But the cuneiform is insistent. Across dozens of tablets, the language is technical, precise, almost like instructions. Some refer to them as kurgal, the great doors, others as Abzu gates, literally waterways of the underworld. And then there are the inscriptions about the gods themselves, Enki, Ninhursag, and Anu, describing the act of opening these gates. Tablets from Nippur and Lagash speak of energy, light, and vibration. They speak of paths where time bends and the earth sings with power. Could it be possible that the Sumerians, the first civilization in recorded history, were not only aware of these gates, but also knew how to operate them? Archaeologists in the 1920s first unearthed structures in Uruk, foundations shaped like concentric circles, with channels carved deep into the bedrock. They thought it was purely ceremonial, but satellite scans in 2019 revealed symmetrical cavities beneath them, aligned with the stars. Not randomly, but according to celestial precision. One cavity, when scanned with ground-penetrating radar, reflected signals as if something metallic and smooth lay within, too regular to be natural. When temperature sensors were applied, the ground itself seemed to pulse ever so slightly, as if a heartbeat echoed from below. Ancient texts describe a device called the milam of the gates. Scholars translate it vaguely as the divine hum, or resonance of the gods, assuming it was figurative. But modern physics might interpret it differently: a low-frequency vibration, a form of energy still detectable even millennia later. Even stranger are the legends describing the consequences of opening a gateway. One tablet, fragmented and partially destroyed, warns, "The doors awaken what sleeps beneath. Time fractures, men lose their path. Only the gods may enter safely." Was this symbolic? Or a literal warning about a mechanism that could manipulate space, time, or matter itself? Some theorists suggest these gates could have been transport devices or conduits to another realm, perhaps even what we would now call interdimensional portals. And if the Sumerians could build such things, what happened to the technology? Why is there no trace of it after the collapse of their civilization? Yet traces persist, in whispers and in fragments. The ancient Sumerians recorded astronomical positions with unparalleled precision. They mapped the stars as if they knew where the gates would open, hinting at a link between cosmic alignment and these structures. Could it be that these gates weren't just physical? Could they have depended on the positions of stars or the rhythm of the planets themselves? And what lies beneath Eridu, beneath Uruk, and possibly under cities we haven't even excavated yet? The tablets end with a haunting question that has been ignored for thousands of years. Who shall walk the path when the gates awaken, and who shall survive the light of the gods? Could humans ever find these gates? Could they still exist, dormant beneath the sands, waiting for the right alignment, the right pulse, to awaken once more? Beneath the shifting sands of southern Mesopotamia, Eridu and Uruk hide secrets even more astonishing than the ziggurats above. Modern archaeology has mapped their streets, temples, and walls, but deep beneath the ruins lie chambers the Sumerians referred to as the paths of the Abzu. For decades, scientists assumed these were just water channels or ritual spaces. But high-resolution ground-penetrating radar and muon tomography have revealed voids beneath multiple sites, enormous, perfectly geometric cavities that seem deliberately constructed. Some are circular, others rectangular, all precisely aligned to the stars. They resemble a network, not random tunnels. The cuneiform tablets describe these chambers in astonishing detail. One fragment reads, "The gates lie beneath the waters, humming. The me passes through, carrying the light of Anu. Only when the stars align may the pathway open." Humming, light, stars aligning. The Sumerians weren't describing myths. They were describing functioning mechanisms. Stranger still are the black stone fragments unearthed beneath Eridu's oldest temple layers. Laboratory analysis shows that when struck with laser light, these fragments emit faint electrical discharges. Some researchers suggest they were capacitors, energy storage devices, or parts of a circuit. Could these stones have powered the gateways, the portals described in the tablets? One tablet mentions the 7 7 points or nodes that must be activated simultaneously. Some theorists propose these were aligned with 7 sacred temples, forming a network capable of producing resonance strong enough to affect matter, or even perception itself. The question becomes chilling. If these nodes formed a network, how far did it extend? Was it limited to Sumer, or did its influence reach farther across the ancient world? Even the mythology hints at danger. In the story of Enki and Inanna, the goddess attempts to traverse a forbidden gateway beneath the earth. The tablet warns, "Pass not through the door of the Abzu alone. The hum will overwhelm, the path will twist. The gates are alive, and they do not forgive." Alive. The language implies sentience, or at least a system so advanced it appeared alive. Could the gates themselves have been machines with a form of autonomous function, triggered only under precise cosmic conditions? Interestingly, in 2023, satellite mapping revealed linear patterns beneath Uruk, extending beyond the city boundaries. The grids resemble conduits or channels, possibly the underground wiring or energy pathways for the gates. When cross-referenced with Eridu and Nippur, the patterns form a triangle aligned with celestial coordinates, echoing the cosmic alignments mentioned in the tablets. Could the Sumerians have known how to harness planetary and stellar energies to power these gateways? If so, this knowledge would far surpass anything humans are capable of today. The last piece of evidence comes from local legends, passed down over millennia. Fishermen near the marshes of southern Iraq speak of strange vibrations, low-frequency hums rising from beneath the waters at night. Some say their boats feel lifted slightly, as if the water itself obeys an unseen force. Scientists dismiss it as natural resonance. Yet the frequency reported, 41 seconds per pulse, matches the hum recorded beneath Eridu in modern scans. This raises the question, what if the gateways were never completely dormant? What if they've been quietly waiting, their mechanisms intact, synchronized with the stars and the earth itself, for anyone bold enough, or foolish enough, to awaken them? Could humanity survive the activation of a device built by a civilization 12,000 years ago? Or were the Sumerians aware of dangers so extreme that only gods could safely traverse the portals? And if these gateways were real, where do they lead? To hidden chambers beneath the earth, to distant lands, or to realms we cannot even imagine? The deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. Beneath the ruins of Eridu and Uruk, traces of technology appear in the most unlikely forms. Stones, channels, and tablets. seemingly simple, yet sophisticated beyond comprehension. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from the so-called resonance chambers beneath Uruk's oldest ziggurat. Excavations in 2021 revealed circular cavities lined with a black, glass-like material. When researchers tested these cavities with modern sensors, the readings were astounding. Low-frequency vibrations emanated from the walls, oscillating at precise intervals. Not random tremors, not seismic activity. Measured, deliberate pulses, exactly like the hum described in the Sumerian texts. The tablets describe this resonance as the voice of the me, a power that could bend the very fabric of matter. The instructions were specific. Certain stones had to be placed at precise angles. Channels had to align with the stars. Water, always water, was used to amplify the effect. These were not religious rituals. They were engineering protocols. The myth of the Abzu, often interpreted as the underworld, may in fact describe the functional principle of these gateways. The Sumerians described chambers filled with water, energy passing through stones, and vibrations that could open the path. Modern physics tells us that water can act as a conductor for sound and energy, amplifying vibrations in ways that could influence sensitive mechanisms. Could the Abzu have been an ancient energy conductor, part of a system designed to manipulate reality itself? Fragments of tablets from Nippur hint at something even more extraordinary. They speak of travel beyond the known earth, of Inanna venturing through the gates to realms unknown. Scholars have long assumed this was metaphorical, a journey to the underworld. But combined with physical evidence, it raises a disturbing possibility. The Sumerians may have built actual portals, not just mythological passages. Evidence of alignment with the cosmos adds another layer. Satellite mapping has shown that multiple Sumerian sites, including Uruk, Nippur, and Eridu, form a triangular network perfectly aligned with specific stars and planets. Could celestial positions have powered the gates, acting as switches or energy triggers? The tablets frequently reference timing with lunar and stellar events, suggesting a fusion of engineering and astronomy far beyond what we credit to ancient civilizations. Local legends strengthen the mystery. Villagers in southern Iraq report low hums from beneath marshes, sometimes accompanied by strange lights shimmering on the water. Fishermen speak of compasses spinning erratically near submerged ruins. Could these be residual effects of the gateways, or warnings left by a technology that still reacts to human proximity? One tablet contains a chilling warning. The gates awake only when men are ready, or when the earth itself calls. Many will enter, few will return. Those who seek must honor the path, or be consumed by its power. This raises profound questions. Were the Sumerians attempting to control interdimensional travel? Or was this a system meant to interact with the planet's energy grid in ways we cannot yet measure? Could it explain stories of gods descending from the heavens, not metaphorically, but through devices that allowed them to appear anywhere on Earth? And if some of these gateways remain dormant beneath the sands today, waiting for the correct celestial alignment or human interference, what could happen if they are accidentally reactivated? Could we awaken forces older than civilization itself? Were the gates purely functional machines, or something closer to sentient technology, designed to respond to intent and alignment? Could they have been the reason the Sumerians vanished, leaving their cities buried and their knowledge fragmented? For millennia, the ruins of Eridu, Uruk, and Nippur have whispered secrets of a civilization that understood the earth in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. The Sumerians were not just the first to write, to build cities, or to record kings. They were the first to map realms beyond our own. And the gateways they built were the key. The final layer beneath the temples reveals chambers unlike any ordinary structure. Circular, precise, and hollow, with channels that seem designed to guide energy or vibration, these are no ordinary foundations. Combined with the black stones that resonate faintly to this day, the evidence suggests the Sumerians created functional portals, machines designed to manipulate space, energy, and perhaps even perception. The surviving fragments of cuneiform texts provide hints that the gates were connected to cosmic energy grids. The tablets speak of alignment with stars, planets, and even the moon, an intricate celestial system that could power these portals. One line, fragmented yet chilling, reads, "The paths open when heaven and earth align. Step with wisdom, or be swallowed by what lies beyond." It is a warning repeated across myths, yet its consistency points to a real technology, masked as story for human comprehension. Archaeologists and physicists have attempted to reconcile these descriptions with modern science. Could water-filled channels amplify vibrations to the point where matter itself shifts? Could stone capacitors and metallic fragments store or conduct energy across vast distances? Some anomalies detected beneath Eridu and Uruk even show low-frequency pulses, still resonating after 12,000 years. The possibility is impossible to ignore. The myths of Inanna's descent, of gods walking between worlds, and of the Abzu may not have been metaphorical. They might describe actual travel through the gates, where timing, celestial alignment, and energy manipulation were critical. To the ancients, this was sacred knowledge. To us, it is a challenge. To discover without destroying, to understand without awakening forces we cannot control. And yet, the echoes of the Sumerian gateways are all around us. Subtle vibrations, geomagnetic anomalies, and precise ancient maps hint that the knowledge was never completely lost, merely hidden beneath centuries of sand, flood, and legend. So the questions remain. Could humanity ever reconstruct the Sumerian gateways? Are they dormant beneath Eridu, Uruk, and Nippur, waiting for the right cosmic conditions? And if they awaken, would they grant insight beyond our understanding, or unleash consequences beyond control? The Sumerians may have vanished, but their legacy is not gone. Every tablet, every stone, every whisper in the marshes points to a civilization that reached far beyond the limits of history, leaving behind a network of machines and portals, secrets that challenge everything we think we know about the ancient world. If you followed this journey, remember, the story of Sumer is larger than any single city, tablet, or myth. It connects all the episodes of the Sumerian mysteries we've explored. The Sumerian king list, ancient rulers, lost secrets, and a timeline that defies history. The tablets of destiny, Sumer's lost records of power and prophecy. The lost temples of Eridu, Sumer's first city and the throne of Enki. The Sumerian legacy, when gods walked with weapons and medicine, was magic. Every tale, every ruin, every tablet is a step closer to understanding the gateways, the bridges between worlds, and the forbidden technology of the gods. The hum beneath the earth continues, faint but insistent, waiting for those who dare to listen. Will we be ready when the gates awaken? Or will we step forward unprepared, awakening secrets that were never meant for mortal hands?